friends, and welcome back to Sunshine and Serenity. And today I am going to kind of show you what we got going on the farm since you guys saw us last. But I also want to show you, when in doubt, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to work, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But anytime you are on the farm and you need something done, you got to work with what you have, right? You got to work with what you have, and then you have to be willing to adapt. You have to learn, you have to adapt, and so, you know, it's a really good skill to have. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that in a minute. But if you are new here, we are so excited to have you. Welcome. If you will take a moment to hit the like and subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and that'll let you know every time I upload a video. And thank you for joining us on our first homesteading journey. So we are going to walk into the chicken coop behind me, and I'm going to show you guys what has happened since you guys saw us last. All right, you ready? Okay, so we're gonna go into the chicken coop and I'm gonna show you the update. So we have lots of new additions. Hey, Mr. B. There's Mr. B, looking so majestic. Okay, so this is what I mean by it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to work. So as you can see right here, I threw up an enclosure so that I could move my chicks that I had. I had two chicks that one of the moms rejected because they were born a day later. So I had two of those, and then I also added 8 more to those just because I didn't want them to be all by themselves. So, you know, chicken math, it's a thing. But this is what I did in order to be able to have them outside with the other chickens to get used to each other until they are ready to be integrated. So as you can see, what I did was I just built off of what was already here, so the existing structure. And what I did was I just added 1 T-post, and I ran chicken wire all the way around the enclosure. And I used some wire up here to secure it to the top. And then we just got zip ties and then little hooks right here along this side to where this part right here will open to where we can get the chicks and move them at night into their other enclosure. And also get in there to be able to refill their water and their chicken feed. So yeah, so it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to work, right? So they're able to stay secure. They're able to be able to see the other chickens. The other chickens can see them, but they can still be out and they can free range. And as you can see, they are super happy running around, scratching, chasing each other, flying, you know, all the things. So something else that is new since you've seen us last, you guys know that I had all 4 of my hens were broody. And Big Mama was the first one to hatch out her babies, and she had 4. Then we had this one over here hatch her babies out next, and that's her little baby right there. And she had 1, she actually had 2 that hatched, and we don't know what happened to the other one. We just came out one day and she just had the 1. So we don't know if something got it, if it got out and it couldn't get back. We looked everywhere, we couldn't find it. And so she is down to 1. Now the one of the other ones right there, you can see she's got her baby chick right there. And then we've got this one over here, which if I can move around to see where her chick is, there it is. She's got her chick right there. So we have lots of new babies on the farm. So we have 17 chicks total. So that's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting stuff. Okay, so as you can see, you saw in that footage, I created an enclosure for the chicks, the other chicks, so that they could be out here and be able to be in the run and scratch around and all of that, and be able to basically get acclimated and let the other hens get acclimated to them. And so that's where they are during the day, but then I'm going to show you what we use for them during the night, and it's kind of a fun fiasco because we have to basically hand move them from the enclosure to where they sleep at night, and then vice versa, move them back. So you know, it's a little bit of work, but it's worth it because by the time they're ready to be integrated into the flock, I think they'll already be used to each other, and I think there'll be a lot less aggression. So we're hoping to kind of solve that and nip that in the bud. But let me show you where they sleep at night and what we use. Okay, so at night, they come in here with the other birds. So this is where the other birds sleep. What we did is we had this that was left here whenever we bought the house, and it's basically just like a hutch of sorts. It's got a solid bottom in it, chicken wire wire all the way around. And so what we did was we just moved this in here so that they would know at night from an early age that this is where they sleep at night. And maybe that would help them when they ever they get ready to be released. They know kind of where to come. So we just put them in there and let them sleep in here at night, and we hand move them all, and then we hand move them back in the morning when we let all the chickens out. So again, it's a little bit of work, but I feel like in the long run it'll be worth it because it kind of helps. I feel like it'll help better train them. So I feel like that'll be it'll be an easier transition, a smoother transition. So just to show you that it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be functional. It just has to work, right? So nothing is perfect on this farm. What are y'all doing? So nothing is perfect on the farm. It just has to work. So it just has to work. Okay, so now that I've showed you like the chickens and kind of how we've made that work, going along with the theme of it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to work, I'm going to show you what we've got going on in the gardens. So we have grow bag areas over here, there, over there, and that's got all of our winter squashes in it. So I'm having to kind of use a combination. Hey, y'all be nice. I'm having to use a combination of containers and in-ground gardening and just make that work. And that's what we're doing. So, but I want to show you guys what the garden is looking like, because we have so many tomatoes and so many peppers. It's crazy. So I want to show you guys. Look at that. Look at those maters. I've got lots of tomatoes here. Look at that. Lots of tomatoes. So all my tomatoes are doing great. And then I also have, likewise, lots of peppers, and I'll show you guys that in just a minute. But here is the other in-ground space, and it's doing well. All of my beans. All of my beans. And then this was, I guess, a wild ground cherry that has just popped up. I didn't plant this. This was a new space this year at the new house. And so yeah, it's but I'm getting flowers on my cucumbers. They're not too happy because we've been having triple digit temperatures, and will be having triple digit temperatures for the next week or so. So they're not super excited about that, but yeah. And then let me show you guys my peppers and take you guys on the pepper row journey. Let's see. So my cherry tomatoes are starting to crank out cherry tomatoes. So they're starting to do really well. Let me walk you down here. So we've got peppers. There's a bell down here. Let's see what else we got over here. So we've got some cayennes, you can see right there. So they're doing really well. There's a couple of these. And then the one pepper plant that I want to show you guys that just has a ton of peppers on it. Check this out. Look at that plant. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 just on that plant, and there's another one right there. And then my jalapenos are starting to come on. So overall, everything in the garden is actually looking really, really well, despite the heat and humidity issues that we've had. So it's been a really surprising year, especially with the heat and humidity. You wouldn't think everything would be doing as well as it is, but it actually is. And this is our first year with an in-ground garden, so I'm super excited about that. So all that to say that, let me come over here in the shade. It's hot already today. So all that to say that it does not have to be perfect. If you are waiting to garden, if you are waiting to start your farm dreams, if you're waiting to do something because you can't do it 100% the way that you want to do it, because you don't think, oh, it's not going to look picture perfect, it's not going to look exactly the way that I want it to look, I can't do it in that Better Homes and Garden way, right? So if you are waiting for that to start, don't wait for that, because nothing will ever be perfect. Everything will always be making do with what you have, especially when you're living the farm and homestead lifestyle. You learn to just make do with what you have, use the resources you have, because you know, in the long run, it's going to allow you to do more on your homestead and be able to do more projects, and instead of spending all your time, all your money and everything into one project, you're able to do multiple projects. So I want to encourage you guys to go ahead and start. If you are waiting for everything to be perfect, it's never going to be perfect, right? We're always continually having to improve things and continually having to work on things. But I just want to encourage you guys to go ahead and start. Now you can do it. I'm living proof of that area right there. I actually got out because my husband wasn't feeling well, and he usually helps me with things, projects on the farm. But I actually got out there with my 7-year-old and we threw that up. It was really, really hot, but it needed to be done so that they had a space to be able to go. But just know that you can do it, and I'm rooting for you guys. So yeah, I just wanted to keep you guys updated on what's happening at the farm. We've had all of our broody mamas hatch babies, so they are no longer broody, so we are no longer on baby watch. So we now have 17 new chicks, and 17 chicks in total, I guess, and that we are helping grow. And we've got, it's harvest, getting ready to be harvest season. We've got maters, we've got peppers, we got cucumbers starting to go off, we got okra growing, beans, all kinds of things. So it's going to be hot. It's going to be triple-digit temperatures here in Central Arkansas for the next 7 days. I'm not looking forward to it. It's that time of year where you have to get everything done early in the morning or in the evening. So yeah, I just want to encourage you, if you are starting on this journey, or if you have yet to start, just do it. Just start. You won't regret it. Do what you can with what you have where you are. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I hope you guys are staying cool. And then until I see you guys next time, friends. Bye.